5, maybe 6 years ago, when I began learning to cook and meal plan, I found the entire process daunting. And I made a lot of mistakes. Over-ordering, under-ordering, food waste, botched recipes, you name it, I did it.
Appalachian sunrise meets my...
But I also persevered. Thankfully, the need to eat never goes away, so mastering the skill remained a persistent thorn in my side. So I tried a lot of approaches. I bought meal subscription boxes, and I learned some basic techniques for cooking and flavoring meals. I tried cookbooks. Some were fails, but others began to give me the foundational skills for stocking a pantry and ingredient prepping. I observed my family's preferences and made tweaks to the meals I planned. Steve won't eat raw vegetables, but he'll eat them cooked. Slight pivot for me means more nutrition for him. It's hard to explain how to master meal planning because a lot of it comes down to the specifics of one's home, family, budget, even your own personality traits. For me, persistence and experimentation were big parts of the process. But I also took in a little advice, and the best advice I got was to simplify. Less food inventory overall, simple meals. So I asked myself, what's the simplest meal planning I could possibly do? The answer for me, 1, cook meals that I know by heart. When I started, it was a measly 5 dishes. 2, cook as few dinners as possible each week with breaks from cooking every 2 to 3 days. Currently, we follow this schedule. Mondays, leftovers. Tuesdays, black bean tacos or green salsa chicken on rice. Wednesdays, pulled pork and roasted veggies. Thursdays, breakfast for dinner, usually an egg scramble or pancakes. Fridays, leftovers. I'm always tired on Fridays. Saturdays, roast chicken, roasted veggies, and fresh bread. This is my heavy cooking day. Sundays, chili and leftover bread from Saturdays. 3, expect life to revolve around the kitchen. I know that every day I will have touch points in the kitchen. I've accepted that the kitchen is the heart of my home, and when it's running well, then everything else in our home and family follows suit. 4, break down kitchen tasks into small, bite-sized chunks. For instance, rather than cooking an entire dinner in one go, I will instead do as many steps of the dinner prep throughout the day. So on taco night, I might take a minute to chop the onion while the kids color in the morning. Later, I'll mix the spices for my seasoning. After lunch, I'll stage each of the ingredients on the counter so I can easily grab them when I'm putting it together. Maybe I do have to be in the kitchen regularly, but it doesn't have to be all-consuming. I look for tasks that I can do in 5 minutes or less. 5, repeat the same meals for as many weeks as my family and I can stomach them. When the meals are the same, the grocery list tends to be the same. Ingredient prepping becomes predictable, even budgeting is easier. Our food has to sustain us and provide nutrition. It doesn't have to wow us and our families every single night. I realize some people don't have the privilege of being home all day, so some of these approaches won't be accessible, or at least not in the same exact way. But consider if anything can be adapted to your situation. Like I said, I developed this approach through years of trial and error, testing ideas from other women until I found what worked for me. And I'm still always testing it and looking for ways to improve. So this doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a digital download or another cookbook, though there are great ones out there. You just need a piece of paper, a pen, and to list out the meals you know by heart. And I'll leave you with this. I would have thought that such simplified meals would have quickly resulted in culinary boredom, but instead, I can refine my approach to the meals, improve on their taste, introduce from-scratch elements, and focus on what really matters, time spent preparing and enjoying food with the people I love. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see other parts of how our kitchen is run, grocery hauls, food prep, what we eat in a week, you know. Please share what you're doing in your kitchens, any advice that you have, and until next time.